Alright, what's up, guys? I posted in my Discord to see if anybody wanted to do the live stream there. We did not get enough reactions for a Discord live stream, so I decided to do this on YouTube. Don't normally do FOMC for YouTube, but in this case I did. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so looking at the hourly really quick, guys. Same thing happening on the hourly that we were looking at earlier. We had that massive BPR that formed here. We traded up and manipulated. Let me remove the executions from my screen real quick. We manipulated into this high yesterday, sold off, and today we do have a set of equal highs above here that I think can easily hit. So I'm gonna be watching and paying attention to CPI to see if we can get a manipulation above these equal highs and then a trade up into this hourly fair value gap. And then from here, maybe we get another setup to the downside, but we will see what happens. We got FOMC beginning in just under 4 minutes. And then we have the actual press conference with Powell speaking at 11:30, 2:30 Eastern. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, we already took one trade today. Same actually inversion gap that one of my friends on X took. You can see it right here. If you want to see the execution, you can see it right there. But I actually took off most of the trade at the first set of equal highs. And then I held runners. I also took a scalp right here up to these equal highs. And yeah, from there, I told you guys that I wanted this 1 minute fair value gap. And you can see that we delivered cleanly down to it, which was beautiful. And yeah, so now we're just going to be patient. We'll see what happens at 11. I'm looking for, I don't know. It's very tough to say exactly what the target will be in the short term here. I don't see any unbalanced fair value gaps. We already have our equal highs that got hit. So pretty much my main target for CPI is going to be these highs at 22,132. I don't know if we're going to get as much movement for this because it's probably going to be it's a 99.9% chance that they don't cut rates. So odds are it's probably not going to be a huge FOMC with a lot of movement, but it might. So we'll be patient and we'll see what we get. I don't see any perfect equal highs anywhere. Everything's been balanced already. And yeah, so we'll be patient. Are these perfect equal highs, or did we sweep that by a tick? Okay, so we swept this high by a tick. Got 1 minute left till we start, so let's see what happens. Rachel, hey Oaf, long time no see. Thanks for being on for FOMC. Of course. I don't normally do this, but we did not have enough people in the Discord today that wanted to do a live stream, so I'm going to do it on YouTube for once. How's everything going with you, Rachel? Okay, we got just under 20 seconds. Let's see how this plays out. Ooh, big push there. Not quite the push that we're looking for, but we'll see what happens here. I want to see these equal highs get hit today. That's the objective. I don't know if they will. Hourly looks a little bit scary, I'm not going to lie, after all these rejections, but nonetheless, still a possibility. If they end up just pushing this all the way, unfortunately, we're not going to get a setup, but maybe we get something. I have a feeling they're not going to go all the way up right away. Maybe they manipulate first, sweep some highs. Oh, did we just form another set of perfect equal highs here? No, we missed by a tick. Okay, so nothing I'm seeing yet. What I will tell you guys is that for FOMC, normally we wait until 11:30 to get our actual setup because that is when Powell starts to speak. For now, this price action is probably going to behave erratically. Then maybe we get a sweep down, then we get a trade setup later. But normally I wait for FOMC to start. For Powell to start at 11:30 or 2:30 Eastern, and then we go from there. MT, welcome back, welcome back. We have a ton of low resistance liquidity here, and we have equal highs above. Again, I need to see some kind of an A+ setup to get to those, but I still think there is a good likelihood that we trade up into here at some point today. We did sweep this internal high, and we're rejecting. We could easily come back and trade into this 5-minute imbalance and then get along from there. Definitely a possibility. Guys, as always, make sure you like the stream. There's at least 10 people already watching this, so make sure you like it. I don't know how many on YouTube, I don't know how many on X, but... And as expected, Federal Reserve leaves interest rates unchanged. What a surprise. So we're trading into this 5-minute bullish fair value gap right now, so I will label this on the charts. This is also kind of a BPR, so if we are able to get some kind of an inversion trade out of it to come back up to this high, that's where I'd take a partial and I'd hold runners up to the equal highs. So already I can see this really nice looking 1-minute inversion. But again, guys, Powell starts at 2:30, so we got quite a bit of time until we're actually going to take a trade. Median number of rate cuts expected for 2026 falls to 1 from 2. Okay. Okay, so now a touch into midnight. We already touched into midnight once. Again, nothing that I'm seeing here that's incredible yet. If we do end up getting this inversion to the upside, I think this is a pretty good trade. And then your first TP would be the high of day. Second TP will be the equal highs. So we got equal highs right here. That's a possibility. And then from the downside, I don't really know where we would go downside-wise. Hourly chart. I mean, if we do end up getting a sell-off today, like a very intense sell-off, which I honestly doubt because, again, there's not any unexpected news from FOMC. But this low is a major target. This low is a major target. And then the new week opening gap below us as well. But from here, I mean, that's a lot of points. That's 130 to here, 160 to here, almost 200 points to here. Let's take a look at the rest of the market real quick. Tesla's still up at 323. Boeing is the worst performer of the ones that I'm looking at. Wow, Coinbase is up 14%. Look at this. Tons of buy-side liquidity on Coinbase that are headed. So this high is definitely a possibility for Coinbase. I think Coinbase can end up pushing into the 360 to 400 range soon, if everything goes in check with Bitcoin and with administration and approvals and whatnot. Okay, we got 23 minutes left until FOMC starts. Okay, so we tapped into this high and rejected it immediately. You guys can see we tapped it by one tick. I still think this is probably going to go up and fill more of this 1 minute fair value gap, but we'll see how it plays out. So another rebalance of this 5-minute. I still think this has the likelihood of pushing up here. But again, we're waiting until 2:30 to take the actual trade. So we'll be patient here and wait. Patience, 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 guys. Okay, so again, if we get a close above this, this is my signal to go long. But I need to see a closure above the 1-minute fair value gap. And ideally, I want it to happen after 2:30 because that's when the Fed chair starts speaking. Okay, let's see. I want to see this push through this whole fair value gap and close above it. That'll be the signal to go long. Let's see how ES is doing here. So both of them have slightly filled the gap. I'd like to see it almost fully fill. That's the idea behind this trade, and then we get the inversion, and then we go long. Okay, another touch up. Let's see if we can get a full fill of this 1 minute gap. Okay, decent rejection from here. I think a lot of people are going to try and short this, and it's going to end up coming back up and stopping them out. That's my thesis here. Ten minutes left until FOMC, guys, so we're just going to be patient, but we can still read price and see and guess what we think is going to happen. But the setup will not form until 2:30 at least, in my opinion. Okay, 8 minutes left. Let's see what happens. Has anyone taken a trade already during FOMC? I don't know many that take a trade before the 30-minute mark. Okay, 5 minutes left. I don't know what's going to happen here, but again, I want to see this at minimum get fully filled. So that's the idea behind this trade. I don't know if it will. We've touched into it once and then twice. I think a third one is still on the table, but we'll have to wait and see. Is there an SMT with ES here? No, both of them are making lower or higher lows, I mean. Five minutes, 5 minutes. Okay, nice push here. Again, I'd love to see this fully fill. That's the objective here. And I think they're going to do it when Powell starts speaking. Okay, so now pay attention to this high. I think this is probably going to hit. But again, I'm waiting until the 30-minute mark to see if I get an A+ setup. But until then, no trades. Four minutes left. Okay, so trading into a bullish gap. Hopefully this is what drives us up here. But I want to see this fully filled. And then from there, we'll see if we get a setup. Bouncing from 830 now. Hopefully this holds to drive us again up to this 1 minute fair value gap. Okay, 2 minutes left. One minute left. Let's see what happens. Still holding this 1 minute for value gap. I'd love to see that drive us up to fill this up. I keep repeating myself, but that's the only thing I'm looking for right now. And then from there, we'll see what happens. Okay, 30 seconds. Okay, there's the 30-minute mark. Let's see if he says something. Still no trade setup. Still no trade setup, guys. Okay, potential 1 minute inversion to the downside here. I don't think this will continue. I think, again, we need to fill this first. I want to see a liquidity sweep to the upside and these equal highs get hit. So, downside bias is not for me right now. Okay, nice upside move again. I need to see most of this filled. That's the objective right now. All right. Okay, so if we get this woman inversion, guys, this is the setup I'm going to take. Definitely higher risk because I'm going to size down because, I mean, this is a pretty big stop and it's FOMC. But I will take this if we get the 1 minute closure above. Anyone else going to take this 1 minute long? So happy that this filled, though. Oh, hold on. Gotta text my... All right. So still no closure above. Oh, there it is. Damn. That's a pretty high close above. If we get a retracement back into the fair value gap, I'll long this. And my target will be high of day and then equal highs. So I'm looking for a retracement back into this 1 minute gap. That's what I'm going to take because this closed really high for me. And I'm definitely going to size down on this position. Definitely sizing down. Okay, so if we can tag back into here, I'm going to look for a long. Wow. Okay, never mind. That's a pretty big candle. Okay, I'm holding off on the longs, guys. I did not like that candle at all. Woo! Wow, good thing we didn't long that. That was a little bit scary. Damn. Very big BPR forming here, too. What did Powell say? I wonder if he even said anything or if... It's just algorithmic. Okay, I'm already not liking this price action, guys. We closed above the inversion. We closed back below it. This is not A plus at all. We do have equal highs above, so if we do get strong PA and form a BPR here, I think that's a decent trade. But until we close back above this candle's high, I'm not interested in longs. If you guys want to take a scalp, this 1 minute should get rebalanced. But do you guys see how we closed above an inversion, closed back below it, created another BPR? This does not look clean at all. If this inverses, I think this will be a better trade. So if this 1 minute inversion closes above right here, then this is a good trade. First TP will be the high of day. And then second TP will be equal highs. So how about that, guys? We'll try that. I'll probably take this half size. The RR is a little bit better, and the stop loss is a little bit better. So I do like this trade a lot better now. Okay, so this will be my one trade. I've already taken I already took one green trade here. I'm going to take this a half size position of what I normally take because I'm already green. I don't want to be risking being red on the day. So if we get the closure above here, that's what I'm going to take. Again, apologies for dogs barking. I still have family here. So, okay, this looks pretty decent to me so far. We need the closure above though, obviously. Has anyone taken a trade yet? I'm super curious what you would have taken. If you took this 1 minute inversion, and you can see it failed, obviously. There's a BPR here. The only trade setup I see here that's even remotely A+, or even close to good, is this inversion. Targeting high of day and equal highs. We've already balanced a lot. Like, we already came back and almost touched into low of day. There's a possibility we come up and sweep high of day and then reject and go down to it, but by that point my stop will be at break even, obviously. But if this doesn't happen cleanly, order block, inverse fair value gap, then I will not be taking another trade. I'm green on the day, no need to be taking on additional risk if it's not something AAA+. Okay, here's the order block forming. If you guys want to try this early with your risk as a stop below the order block, you can. I am not. I'm waiting for the closure above the fair value gap. And I will be taking this on a funded account, but like I said before, I'm going to take it half size. I already have a green trade. I do not want to risk going red for the day. Dude, Coinbase is up 16%. What is the news for Coinbase? Does anybody know? Okay, here's a potential close above. Even if this closes above, I'm not going to consider this invalidated. I'm still going to take it. All right, guys, I'm in here. Half size position, and my take profit is going to be high of day. Second TP will be equal highs, but I'm just going to leave it for high of day, I think. Stop loss will be a 1 minute close below. And again, this is a half size position on a funded. This is not my funded account you're seeing on the screen, but I'm taking it half size so that I remain like basically net zero or positive on the day. I cannot lose for the day even if this hits my stop loss. But I would love to see high of day here. Maybe we take our profits just a few ticks below high of day just in case. And then if you have runners, I would hold them up to the equal highs. And I know, again, some people would consider this trade invalidated because we hit an internal high, which in some cases, yes, but I think in this case, it will probably work. Just based on experience. But again, could I be wrong? Absolutely, and I'm prepared to lose this trade. Bum 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 bum. Also, you might notice that my RR right now is not 1 for 1. That is totally fine with me. I'm willing to accept that. And again, it's because it's a half-size position for me. I will not go red on the day because of my green trade earlier. I will admit this is higher risk because we did hit the internal high, but I still think it's probably going to deliver up to high of day. Also, if this internal high gets swept again, I will move my stop to break even. Just a heads up, guys. So if we hit this internal high one more time, stop will be moved to break even, and then it'll be a free trade. And right now I'm paying attention to this 1 minute fair value gap. If this fails, I will also cut the trade before my stop loss is hit, if it does. And then I'll for sure be green. Let's move these out of the way for you guys to see. So there's a 1 minute inversion here, but if this 1 minute fails, I will cut the trade and reduce my risk early. If this hits, then I'm going to be pretty much neutral on the day, but if it doesn't hit, then we'll be green. So I'm keeping a hard stop. And again, if this fails, this will be a neutral, a net zero day pretty much. And let's see. Not yet. Well, I cannot believe that didn't hit. Just a tick below. All right, so that is my second trade. This inversion now just also triggered to the downside, so we could easily sell off here. Again, the reason that I half-sized this trade was because we already hit the internal high above. That makes this higher risk, but I did still think that this high of day was going to hit. And in this specific case, it did not hit, which is fine. It is what it is. Again, it was a half-size trade compared to the trade I took earlier today on stream. And yeah, so there's another inversion here, but we created a BPR to the downside. This could also be a good trade if you guys want to take it. I still think this is pretty good. But the fact that we're creating inversions, closing above, closing below, creating inversions, we still have not closed below this. So technically this trade is still valid. But I kept a hard stop because I wanted to protect my capital for the day. And yeah, if you guys want to take one more, this looks really good to me. I'm not going to lie. Let me remove my executions quick. Wow, that looks pretty darn good. What do you guys think? Should we try one more on the day? Third size position. Targeting high of day and equal highs. This will put me back green if we do create this inversion. And this is a stop to break even right here. And then this is your TP1. And then TP2 is equal highs. A lot of low resistance liquidity forming here too. Wow, there's only 8 people watching this right now. Come on, guys. So there's a lot of low resistance liquidity here as well that we could break to the downside. If this inverses to the upside, I still think this is another good trade. But that's the only other thing I would consider today. And the reason, again, is because we have these perfect equal highs up here. This is the magnet for price. So until we get something like that, no more trades. Wow, so a fail here. All right, so liquidity sweep to the downside. Again, if this inverses to the upside, this is going to be the trade for me. I'm going to do it a third size. We have 1 win and 1 loss on the day. Let me show you the executions that I took. A win here, a fail here on this 1-minute inversion. If we take this one more time with a third size position, then this will be a green trade and we'll end the day green. But until this inversion happens, there's nothing I'm going to be taking. So hope that makes sense to those of you guys who are watching the stream. We're also trading still into this bullish fair value gap right here on the 5-minute. If this inverses to the downside again, this will probably fail and we'll go back down to these two lows. But yeah, I'm just not too sure. I just think that these equal highs are a very strong magnet for price. Whether they hit today or another day, they're going to hit eventually. So we're going to have to see when that is. But right now, this is the objective trade. If we get the inversion, liquidity sweep, inversion fair value gap, stop to break even, take profit one, and then, yeah, equal highs above. That's what we want to see. Anyone in the stream already taken a trade during FOMC? Did anyone take this 1 minute inversion with me? It was a failed BPR to the downside plus inversion. So I took this and it failed. But anyone else take any other trades? Wow, big failure here on the 5 minute. If this 5 minute inverses to the downside, yeah, this is going to come. These two lows are coming. And then, I mean, who knows what's coming after that. Here's another pretty nice looking inversion right here. So there's two. It's already 11:54, so it is getting kind of late. But if this inverses, this is another good opportunity to go long. But this is also this is a high within a fair value gap, so I don't like this long as much. Even though it could work. We'll see what happens here on the 1 minute. So we are creating a potential 1 minute fair value gap here. Okay. So if this closes above, this is another opportunity to go long. And then your TP would be high of day, honestly. Doesn't look like it's going to close. Wow, and we got the 5 minute closure below here. Yeah, guys, I'm definitely not looking for longs anymore. Not after that 5 minute close. Tough. They made this super difficult. Man. We really wanted these equal highs today, but unfortunately they didn't give it to us. Something for the future I would look at as well. Let me remove my executions quick so you can see things a little better. If this 5 minute... If this 5 minute inverses to the upside, that is another potential long. And then the target would be the equal highs. But for now, obviously, they're selling the market off. Maybe we get this tomorrow, but I'm still aiming for these equal highs. I will point out on QQQ, if you guys look at QQQ on the daily, this is something I pointed out in one of my previous videos, actually from Sunday's video. We have this massive gap on QQQ on the daily chart, so I would not be surprised if we end up trading down to fill some of this gap before going higher. So if you guys are looking for short setups, pay attention to this fair value gap right here. You do not really want to be shorting after we fill this gap. And then once we do, this is definitely a great spot to be looking for longs. If they're going to sell the market off, I don't know if they're going to all the way down here. It's possible, though. It also pairs up with, there's a new week opening gap here. This gap formed on what day? On the 12th of May. 12th of May, 12th of May. So you can see the gap here. There's a new week opening gap to the downside. That is a potential spot for the market to go, pretty much. So from here, that's a pretty big move down. It's almost 7%. Is it possible? Absolutely. But that's something on the higher time frame I'm paying attention to. But yeah, until we're able to inverse this 5 minute to the upside, then I don't know when we're going to get the setup. But when we do, then this will be your stop to break even, your TP1, and then your equal highs will be that TP2. Wow, pretty incredible what they've done today. Yeah, unfortunately there was no other setup. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to call it here. I wanted the equal highs. We didn't get them. It's already 12 o'clock. I don't like to trade the last hour of the market. And yeah, so we'll see what happens here. Because this 5 minute inverse to the downside, I said that these two targets were likely. Probably going to go down and sweep this low on the 5 minute now. That's the final objective, in my opinion. And then from there, who knows what will happen. But yeah. I wish you guys the best. I'll see you guys tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Thursday or Friday? Tomorrow's Thursday. So yeah, I'll see you guys then, and I wish you guys the best. All right.